All right, a very good morning to you. It's exactly 8:02, all right? But that tells you that you are in time for your favorite breakfast show. That is Your World. This is our first show of the year 2025. And allow me to say Happy New Year. And I know most of you are like, Whitney, I mean, we're heading towards the tail end of January and you're telling us Happy New Year. I have not seen you this whole year, okay? So Happy New Year. I hope that the year has been kind to you so far. I hope that you're optimistic and excited about the year and you have your goals set, okay? But if not, don't you worry, because that is what we're going to talk about this morning on Your World, and that is the psychology of goal setting. Because I know most of us, we get that pressure, okay? And especially December 31st and January 1st, most of us have that pressure to set New Year's resolutions and set our goals and all those things. And there's some people who get excited about it, but there's some people who get the pressure from the same. So today we're gonna dig deeper into, first of all, understanding the whole aspect about the psychology of goal setting. Should we be setting goals, first of all? What are some of the factors that we need to consider? And you know why it's important, first of all, to set goals, all right? And what are the things that we missed out on when we are setting our goals? And as you can see right here on the board, we have, you know, someone's vision board, okay? And we'll talk about it as well as we continue with the conversation. So it's all about the psychology of goal setting on this Mindful Monday. And I have my very able guest this morning to help us with the conversation. On my far left, we have Grace Kariuki, who is a certified image consultant. Good to have you this morning. You look lovely. Now I understand why.
Thank you so much.
Image consulting is your thing. Yes. And again, to help us really then dig deeper into the psychology, like I said, of goal setting, we have Miss Jeannie Karina. I mean, Jennifer Karina, but I like to call her Miss Jeannie Karina. So it's so good to have you this morning.
Good to have
Happy
you.
New Year to both of you.
Happy New Year.
The last time you were
to you
here is
too.
like 2 years, maybe?
I guess so.
Yeah. That's
this used
huge
to be home at some point.
Guess what? 2025. That's our goal. This is now your home.
Yes.
But it's so good to have you. Good to see you, psychologist and as well as a leadership coach. Perfect person to help us understand this conversation, right? So, first things first, because like I said, a lot of people, January 1st and 2nd, we usually get that pressure to set goals. Yes. We hear a lot of people say, you do not have your vision board ready. May I have mine ready, yes. Right? And we get that pressure to set goals. So can we first of all just understand the whole aspect about goal setting?
Yes.
And first of all, why should we even set goals? Like, okay. Should we even be setting goals?
I hope you've set some goals for yourself.
Yes, I do. I'll tell you when I do that.
If you haven't,
yes.
after now, you
There's
will
still
be
time,
able
right?
to set some.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, goal setting is the process in which you overcome your saboteurs and are able to set smart goals.
Okay.
That are specific, measurable, realistic, and they have a time frame.
All right.
It's about your intention being actioned.
All right.
And so you begin with simply asking, what is my intention for 2025 in specific areas of my life?
All right.
I like to choose 5 core areas.
Okay.
Wellness, and today emotional and mental wellness is big. So wellness, and the other one is relationships. I like relationships to remind me with my ring finger. Relationships.
Yeah.
So
doesn't have to be romantic.
No, every relationship.
Okay.
Relationship at work, at home, and in your community.
All right.
Let's talk about money. How are you in debt? Do you want to make money 2025? Then you need to have one as your goals.
All right.
And then career progression. You need to grow in whatever it is that you desire to grow in, and particularly in your business, in your ministry, the work you do.
Yeah.
And so you've got to be very clear about your SMART goals.
All right.
And finally, each one of us is a spiritual being, and spirituality is important. And so you need to be able to set goals about, you know, what do you want to do for growth in 2025 concerning your spirituality. And so setting goals is easy. You know, it's a wish, it's a dream, it's a desire. This is what I want. But one of the most challenging things is being able to action the goals. And before even you set goals, many people are unable to set, and they say, why bother setting goals? Is it necessary to set goals? I set goals and I don't achieve them. Because as a man thinketh, so is he. What you can conceive in your mind, you can achieve. The reason that we do not achieve our goals is because we are unable to believe in the goals that we set. And why don't we believe? We do not believe because, number one, we doubt our capabilities. Number two, we are afraid of success, even fear. There is fear of failure, and there is fear of success. All right?
That is very interesting. That is very deep. Now, I want us to think about that for a second. Because it's true what you're saying, that a lot of people will set goals for different reasons. One is because pressure, everybody is setting goals. Fine, not what I mean. When I'm asked, I will say, even me, I have it. Right? So, like you said, it's very easy to set them, but action is where it differentiates those who succeed and those who do not. So let's think on that a little bit. I saw Grace was smiling when you mentioned and said, it's important, yes, to set these goals, but then when it comes to action, is a bit, is where the problem is. And Grace was smiling, and I'm curious why. Were you those people who were like...
Yes, I was afraid initially. The fear of success. I was actually,
you did?
Yes. And I remember some of the things I wanted to put on the vision board. I was afraid of putting, dreaming big, because you're doubting yourself. Is this going to happen? But there's magic when you put everything, you visualize your vision board. Everything comes to life. And once something starts to happen, once you achieve something on your vision board, it's like a mindset shift. So everything else starts to align.
Starts to work in your favor. Now I'm curious, let's go back. Were you always this type of a person who's like, I am very clear on what I want, I'm going to set my goals and all those things? Were you always this person?
Not at all.
No?
Not at all, until I met Jenny. At the time in my life, I was feeling very stuck. I was stuck career-wise. I was moving in circles with my business, relationships. But I sat down with Jenny and she asked me, why don't you put out a vision board? I was like, I've never heard of a vision board, but, she guided me and she was very gracious with it, and she guided me through the vision board, and I have never looked back since.
You have brought your vision board with us, and I'll ask you at some point to just go there and take us through, why those specific, areas in a second. Even as you do that, we talked about there's some people who succeed in their goal setting and even, towards their action, and others do not. And one of the things that you mentioned is the fear of success, and we doubt our capabilities. So can we go deeper into understanding the why behind we're afraid of success sometimes? Is it maybe how we were raised, or why do you think some people have that fear of success?
Socialization. It all begins from childhood. It begins in the way that you were socialized. And many times we were required to apologize for our gifting. You are showing off. Stop it now.
Be humble.
Hey, be humble. What is this? Even as children, you've learned a new song in school. You want to sing for the guest.
No.
You will be smart. Just, what are you doing? I have a new poem. So the socialization is and if you show off your gift, you are really showing off. But I'm reminded that myself, for many years, I just wouldn't do what I was called to do. And a mentor of mine asked me a simple question, Jenny, why do you put your light under the table? It's always about fear of failure or fear of success. It's all about an imposter syndrome that says to you, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you're not capable. It's about self-doubt that continues there. So what happens is you self-sabotage your own success.
You are your own enemy.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. I really, really like that. Can we talk to Grace about, and then I'll come back to you to understand why these goals, right? You talked about wellness, relationships, career progression, spiritual as well, which sometimes most people forget, But Grace, can we quickly go through your, and this is very, I feel like this is very intrusive, but it's okay because they say share your goals. It's important. Let's encourage those people who don't know what to do or don't know where to start. So let's start and tell us the reason behind what you've got. It's very beautiful and colorful.
Thank you. So to start with, I did put 5 areas of my life, as Jenny said. It was career, finances, spirituality, wellness, and fitness, and then there's relationship and family. So on career, as I said, I was moving around in circles, and I needed to put down on paper exactly what I wanted. So I did want to you know, after many sessions with Jenny, I decided to, you know, pursue image consulting.
All right.
So I got a school in South Africa, which I registered, and I'm on my way to now becoming an image consultant. There was also the part of commercial modeling, which I've done a few billboards since then.
Yes.
We have on finances, I had a loan with a circle which I wanted to clear land, which I wanted to get a title, and eventually I did in October 2024.
Wait, so first of all, what year is this vision board?
This is Vision Board 2024.
Oh, 2024.
So I'm giving a testimony on how putting down things on paper and encouraging anyone who is out there, because 90% of this actually came to pass.
Okay, 90%?
90%. So I want everyone, you know, who is listening in to be encouraged and to go down and put their vision board for 2025.
25, yes. 100%. All right.
So it was also building an emergency fund, which I managed to do. I reached the target. There was a title deed. There was increased income. I wanted to save up to take my mother, who's never been on a flight before, to Diani, and I did manage in August. Yeah, it was such a big achievement. And you know, you want all this thing in your head, but until you put it down, that's when you start to see them coming to life. I also wanted to build her a house. And we did move in December 2024 as well.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I put everything down. Even the roofing is the same color. In terms of spirituality, I'm very spiritual. So, you know, it's doing like daily Bible verses, fasting when you need to. It's church Sundays, encouraging my son also to do Sunday school. And being grateful. Yes.
I really like that. Yeah, I see Dubai. Did you go to Dubai?
So this did not happen, but I did go to Zanzibar for my birthday. So sometimes you have to adjust your goals.
Yes.
I did Johannesburg as well.
Oh, nice.
So it was quite an eventful year. In terms of wellness and fitness, we have, you know, your medical insurance. I did manage to support my son with his football hobby, which is, and we ended up in Arusha in December.
Yay!
It's keeping up with the fitness. I'm able to, you know, change my diet, eat healthy, and maintain a healthy body weight.
I really like that.
Thank you.
I'm happy that you said 90% of the things that you put, you know, you put down actually, you know, came to fruition, and then there's the 10%. So can we talk about the 10% that did not happen, and then I'll come back then to understand. So what are the specific steps that you took to ensure that 90%, you know, I mean, the goal is to get 100% of what you said, right, to achieve that. But hey, 90%, you did pretty good. You did fantastic.
For so much guidance from Karina. And you know, having, you know, friendships, you know, people who want to see you win, partners, you know, surrounding yourself with positive.
The right people. All right. So what did you do? What are the specific steps that you take? Because again, like Miss Jenny said very accurately, it's very easy to put it down, but then again, when it comes to action, is where a lot of people get stuck. That by the end of January, early February, everybody's like, you know what? Let's kaende,
Let me just say that even as she continues, the fact that you have got physical images that you've put in a specific place that you continue to see makes every difference. It's the highest motivation. Because you see it every day.
It's so true. Sometimes it helps also to have it on your phone, so you can always see, go back and review. So a lot of things. What helped me is staying disciplined, being intentional. And you also must want it. You know, some people just put out, as you say, it's just something, you know, people are doing, so you end up doing one. So you must also want it.
You must want it. Because if you want it, then it will give you the motivation to go after it. A lot of people, and thank you very much, Grace, first of all, for just sharing, you know, with us your 2024 vision. But I'm curious about your 2025, now that you achieved 90% of this, right? So are you starting with the 10% that you did not achieve in 2024 for 2025? Again, we'll talk about it, you know. But now, so a lot of people, when we set our goals, we tend to focus on self. I want to travel, I want to progress in my career, I want to do this, I want to do that. But we also forget another aspect, that we do not live in silos. There are people around us. So when we set our goals, sometimes we don't focus on other people, we focus on self. Is that an okay thing? Something that we tend to miss out on, you know, like being a little bit selfish, you know, with our goals? Like, what do you say on the same?
Okay. So, Winnie, that's a very good question. But I will tell you this. If you're not full, what will you pour out to others?
Oh, wow, yes.
So you must begin with yourself.
All right.
All right?
Okay.
If you are not in a place of fulfillment, how can I be even good company for you?
True.
So setting goals is not selfish. It is being able to just align your life purpose. The Japanese call it your ikigai, your purpose for being. Why am I here? Why am I alive? What difference am I bringing in my world? Now, in your world, you make a difference in your world every single morning that you do this. When you make that difference, you don't ask the audience to prepare themselves. You bring what you have. You impact their lives. You influence their lives. You inspire their lives. You motivate. So when you do have your vision board, for example, you're talking about career. So it's all about career progression. Now, as Grace has just said, she had to go through what do I want. And that's the first thing. You decide what do I want. You want to dream big? That's up to you. You want to dream small? That's totally up to you. It's frightening to dream big. But if you are not dreaming big, there's no need of a vision board.
100%.
Because
then what is there to motivate you
because you want these audacious goals that will frighten you. All right? So when you decide what you want, you write down a vision manifesto. You write down those dreams, desires, you write it down as how you want before you make the vision board. But this is what is important. You need to ask yourself, what am I going to achieve that I don't already have? Because sometimes you already have. So that's when you'll not achieve the goal. Because you already have it.
You already have it,
You want another job. You're thinking, I've done this for too long. I need to go. Then you realize, if you ask, what don't I already have? You will see that it's not another job you need. You just sort of need to add a flavor in your life into what it is that you are doing. Add a flavor. It's not a new job that you need. What is that I need? I've supported many individuals who jobs, they want to climb the corporate ladder.
It as realistic as possible, right? How do we do that? And as you think about it, can we speak to Grace a little bit on the 10%? Because sometimes it's easy to give up and say, you know what, this thing does not even work. You know, I am grateful to see a new day, you know, kind of a day at a time, right? So this 10% that you did not achieve, what were they? I know Dubai did not happen, but it doesn't mean it's not going to happen, right?
Not be necessary
anymore.
Flexibility.
Agility.
You must be able to be flexible with your goals as well. So Dubai didn't happen. I wanted to build my house. That didn't happen as well. And as you said, sometimes it will stay on your vision board until for 4 years later. So there are some blind spots. I wanted to join the UN, United Nations, but I ended up pursuing image consulting because that's where I felt like I was, you know, my purpose was
there.
Yes, my purpose was there, and I was able to live a purposeful life.
Okay. So flexibility. Allow yourself some flexibility. That even if it doesn't happen, it doesn't mean that that's reason for you to give up. You know, on that dream. I like that. Realistic goals. How then do we make them as realistic as possible? You know, as much as some of us are crazy, big dreamers, but making it as easy as possible. As realistic, I mean.
I'm reminded that the first time I set goals, the coach got me to set 5-year goals.
Ah, okay. Not even
5 years,
a
not a year.
Okay.
And then progressively, every year, you upgrade.
Okay.
So depending on who you are and what it is that you're looking for, goals is not necessarily a short-term fix it.
True.
So the one thing that I learned is to have a personal growth plan. Do you have a personal growth plan? Huh? What is that?
Yeah.
Personal growth plan. So that's now where it all began.
Okay.
And the personal growth plan was simply about the one that you seem to think is selfish, just thinking about me, myself, and I. What does Jenny want for her life in the next 5 years?
She wants to travel. She wants to...
I want to travel. I want to change lives. I want to work in organizations that have impact and influence. I want to transform the lives of many other people. I want to renovate my house. All right. I want to change lives, and I want to meet many graces that I can be able to impact in their life.
Yes.
And so one of the things I did was come up with Design Your Life, a program that supports others to design the life of their dreams.
Okay.
So how do you get this right? You've got to begin by a personal growth plan. 2, after the personal growth plan, we then deal with your gremlins and imposter syndromes and self-sabotage and that voice in the ear that tells you you're not good enough, you're not capable.
It's like, who do you think you are? To
useless and good for... Who do you think you are? You are elevating yourself beyond your years, beyond your capability. And unless you deal with that, and that is self-awareness. That's what we begin with. Self-awareness. So you've got to be so self-aware that you're not struggling with the voices that keep telling you how useless and good for nothing you are. Once you've overcome that, and then you do self-mastery, you are a master of yourself. Then you also do relationship mastery, which means that you begin to know how to relate with others. Even as you are achieving your goals, what is the place of others? Life mastery. Where is my space in the world? All right? And so while we upscale and elevate our lives, it's not just about us. It's about how we impact it to others. But it begins with the person.
I really like that.
All right?
And
so it's not just about getting a whole lot of pictures and putting them there. There is a process. Grace can tell you she had to do a lot of tears.
And I'm really curious
in terms of finding herself in all this. Because she had that imposter syndrome. We all do. And the worst is procrastination. I'm a recovering procrastinator.
I am on the process of recovery.
So at the end of the day, we don't achieve our goals because of procrastinating. So what happens? You can't do it alone. You need a cheerleader, you need an accountability partner, you need someone to walk that journey with. And that's what we provide for Design Your Life.
I like that. All right. Grace, can we then go back a little bit to understanding how that process was? Because like you said, you were not this person at Kitambo, like I know my goals, I know where. No. It was a process, right? So can we start with the imposter syndrome, which it's very true. Most people actually suffer from imposter syndrome. And we don't know. Right? So can we start from there and then gradually to being who you are today? Because even look at you sitting here confidently, you know.
It really was from a place of self-doubt.
All right.
I didn't have confidence as well. I didn't believe in myself, and that's what Jenny does. She will dig the gold in you. She says, I see your potential in this. You can live your full potential here. And that's the journey. And then discipline, staying disciplined, consistent, learning and learning. I had to go through breakups, friendships. I had to let go of some friendships. So it's all around.
That is like hard, right?
It was hard. It was heartbreaking as well. So you also must be motivated to want to achieve.
And how did you stay motivated? Because you see, for a lot of people, and especially when you talk about relationships around us, family, friends, colleagues, you know, like even at workplaces, sometimes understanding what doesn't serve you and letting go of that is difficult.
It is very
because
difficult.
you'll be judged, you will be alone most of the time, you know, because these are the people who are close to you, but there's some people who had to let their families even go because they were not good, you know, to them. So how was that process for you, and how did you stay motivated to being the person that you are today, achieving 90% of your goal? I am really impressed.
I think also I have my son who keeps me motivated. Like every day you wake up, you know who you're doing this for. For a better life. And also being tired of feeling stuck. I was so stuck. I was moving in circles. I was like, I don't want this anymore. I want better. So that also keeps you going. And consistency. Being very intentional. Like you wake up and you see your vision board. This is what I want to achieve. If you get a check, you're like, I'm not going to go shopping. I'm going to put this money into maybe paying for a loan or getting out of debt. You understand? So that's the whole process. Also the mind shifting. Once you achieve something on your goal, on your vision board, the rest has to align. Your mind shifts.
I've had some people say, learn to also reward yourself. Once you achieve a certain goal, whatever it is that you have on your vision board, just reward yourself. And it doesn't have to be anything extravagant, you know. It could be just take yourself out on a lunch date and say, you did well. Then moving on to the next. And how do we move from that fixed mindset? Because this is where a lot of people are stuck. How do we move forward from that? But because I do not want to rush you, because we literally have like 30 seconds of minutes to go on a break, we'll pick up from there. But remember, the conversation is all about the psychology of goal setting, and we're trying to learn, okay, and in terms of creating a vision board for your goals. And like Miss Karina said, it's not just about getting pictures and putting them on the board and then that's it. No, there's a process, first of all, before you even get there, and then there's a process towards achieving some of those goals. So the question that we're having for you this morning is, what are some of the common obstacles that you face when setting your personal goals? What are some of the common obstacles that you face when setting your personal goals? The question of the day is right there on your screen, and the numbers to call are also there on your screen. So if you want to call us live and maybe share with us your story in terms of like setting your goals, feel free to give us a call. The numbers are down on your screen, but if you're not able to call in, because sometimes, you know, the lines are a bit jammed up with a lot of calls, okay, use our WhatsApp number as well, which is down on your screen, and share with us whether you've set your goals, and if you are in the process of setting your goals, what are some of the obstacles that you are experiencing? We have Miss Karina, we have Grace here to also help you with the process. All right, so call us, send us a WhatsApp message, and we'll be able to go through them, even as we really understand the whole concept about the psychology of goal setting. So there's so much to come on the other side of the break. Do stay with us. We'll be taking your feedback after the break. The show is Your World. See you shortly.
I believe it's high time that people in the corporate just go to the trenches and get to understand how they make sure if they bought bread in the morning, by the third day they must have sold that bread, otherwise it goes bad. We're all aware that looking at the white-collared jobs, the market has shrunk. So for future, the kind of employments that will be there will come from MSMEs, business, be it agribusiness. If you are intentional in trying to ensure that they assess credit, then you must come up with solutions that will ensure that, first of all, the business, the cash flows of the business are defined.
Yo, but True Seke, the sharp God up in the mix, and I'm saying NTV, shout out to you, bro. Keep it locked, hey.
Sauti yako ina sound vizuri kwenye masikio.
I like it. Come to the dance floor, babe.
Angie.
Leo tuna festa pe banga.
Festa pe banga.
Another banga.
amazing mix.
No compromise, this the hottest combo.
On NTV, don't touch that dial. Not yet. Not yet. No,
for fast relief of strong pain, like headache, toothache, and muscle pain. And I am finally released from pain and ready to be there for those who need me. Try Panadol Extra for fast and effective relief from strong pain.
You wanted your way with everything.
That's not true. You know Sander always got his way with everything.
And now that he's dead, are you ready to take his place?
Did you disobey me? Huh?
Ramon.
Are you working for the Sagrados now?
And to my beloved wife, I hereby bequeath all of my remaining assets.
That's impossible.
But it is written in his will, ma'am.
I have been suspecting you of killing Sander. What if I'm the one next in line?
Widow's Wear.
With just a payslip, get a mobile loan of up to 500,000 shillings or an unsecured loan of up to 9 million shillings. Visit a Cooperative Bank branch today. Cooperative Bank. We are you.
I want my brother completely out of the family business.
Liam is the best fit for the company.
I think ini through personal mami tupatia.
Liam, ayuko. Wacha kugangelele hapa, utamsha madam.
All this is because of you. Now wake up. Wake up and clear your mess.
No, ma.
The perceptions out there is that our service is for the rich. Medical evacuation is for all of us.
For as low as 3,100 Kenya shillings, get a Maisha cover today. Amref Flying Doctors. We go where no one else goes safely.
All right, welcome back. The show is Your World, and this morning on Mindful Monday, we are talking about the psychology of goal setting and very, very important insights that we are getting this morning as far as goal setting is concerned. And if you are all about goal setting and vision board, and this is a topic that interests you, I know you're having the time of your life this morning. But for those of you who are like, this is a vision board, how do we even do that? Okay, what exactly is a vision board, and why do we even need to set goals? All right, and what is there specific time for us to set our goals? Do not worry, because then this is the show for you. And good thing is, the year's just started, all right? I know we are at the tail end of the month, but you still have time to set your goals, so it's not too late, okay? The question that we're having for you this morning is, what are some of the common obstacles you face when setting personal goals? Once again, what are some of the obstacles that you face when setting personal goals? Remember, numbers to call in live are there at your screen, at the bottom of your screen. But if you're calling in and you're not able to get to us, feel free to also use our WhatsApp number, 0112 500 400. Once again, 0112 500 400 is our WhatsApp number. Feel free to use it. But if you want to speak to Miss Jeannie or you want to speak to Grace directly, they are here to answer all your questions, all right? So give us a call as well. But we want to take from then, how do we move from a fixated mindset to a growth mindset? Because like you said, that is where most of us do nakwama, because we are scared of success and we are afraid of the same.
Yes.
Right? So then how do we shift? How do we move?
Fear holds us back in every way.
All right.
People want to stay in a fixed mindset because it's a comfort zone.
It's easy.
So they are comfortable in that space. Right. I've always done things this way and it's been good. And so we don't need to change anything if it's not broken. So at the end of the day, there is a level of comfort in that fixed mindset. But for a growth mindset, you have to be able to experience new frontiers. And to be able to do that, there's an element of risk. There's an element of discomfort. And so that's why I said this alone. You need somebody to urge you on and to cheer you on and to let you know that you can do it. And that is why if you have put a goal together and it's a secret, I mean, I ain't telling anyone about this. You will not make it. I can guarantee you, you will not make it. Yes, because when you are afraid, who will cheer you on? When you have an obstacle, and the obstacles are twofold, it is internal skewers, that is, you know, yourself, and external schemers. So meaning that you will be your own saboteur. And the environment too. You will meet friends like Faith, John, and James that are going to tell you, hi, Kwani, who do you think you are? That you want to start what? Can't you see? It is the economy.
They tell you,
taxation.
Back to earth. You come back to the real life.
You want to start a business now to do what?
And that's the thing. A lot of people are afraid to even share their goals. And that's why I said, thank you very much for really bringing your vision board and telling us, listen, this is what I had on my vision board for 2024, and this is what I achieved. A lot of people are scared to share because they say, ukiambia mtu, wezi jua mtu labda kutaki mazuri, and you know, and all those things. So how do we move from there? And were you scared at some point maybe to share? Then I'll come back to you, Ms. Ginny, to share with people and say, these are the things that I'm looking, you know, to achieve in 2024. Ama, were you open to just say, hey world, listen?
I was very scared and excited at the same time. You only share with people who want good for you. You have to be private about it as well. I put it out now here because these are some of the things that I achieved.
You have achieved.
So it's important also to be secretive about it. Share with people who will encourage you and work with you throughout that journey. It's important because they know what you want. They see you going a different direction. They're able to pull you back.
I really like that. Now, for someone who has never, ever put up a vision board, for someone who has, because I know some of my friends say, listen, it's not like we don't have goals, it's just that we don't write them down. But we know. Maybe by quarter one, ama by end of January, this is what I want to achieve. By end of Feb, this is what I want to achieve. But the thing is, I don't write it down. So is there a danger to, first of all, not writing it down? But for someone who has never ever put up a vision board, what are some of the you know, tips that you have for them in terms of just starting off easy?
One of the things that I will tell you, Winnie, is that the mind has a way of picking up negative messages faster than positive messages. And that's just how the brain is wired. And I guess it picks up the negatives faster to protect you from danger. So even when you have, you know, small negative messages, they will hinder where you are going. Now, when you tell your mind and you read your vision manifesto and you read your growth plan, you know what you're doing? You are reinforcing messages in your subconscious mind. And so the mind remembers, and it remembers what it wants. I know very clearly what it is that I want, and I know it when I see it. Now, because the mind has registered it in the mind, question is, I want success. I know I want what exactly success? Is success? What is success? How will you know that you are successful even when you become successful? What is that you want? So your mind must register. For your mind to register, it has to receive those messages in a continuous basis. By reading it, by speaking it, by visualizing it, and by reaffirming the message each time. So who's going to do that for you? It is yourself. Now, even like when I was working with Grace, I said, shh, keep it somewhere. Nobody else is going to see. This is your personal. All right? It is your personal. Because You'll meet the naysayers who will tell you you cannot achieve it. This is nonsense. How do you expect to build a house in a year?
Yeah.
It is possible. You can build a house in 6 months.
I mean, she's here.
Yes.
Can we pick a call? And then we'll continue with this. We have Esther on the line. Esther, good morning. How are you doing? This is Esther from Model. Thank you so much for calling us. Do you have a question or a comment? Esther, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. It's good to speak to you. Happy New Year.
Yes, good morning. And I'm so happy to... Yes, I'm happy to see Jennifer Karina. My question is, if you lost your job last year, maybe the end of last year,
all right,
and some of the goals that you had set in 2024, you kind of got stuck now that you've lost your job. How are you able to keep moving? And, you know, maybe you have a small baby and maybe you had some mortgage you're paying. So you're kind of stuck. And yeah, maybe she could tackle that.
Okay, all right.
Such that
thank you very much.
Somebody is still able to move on.
Move forward after. Thank you very much, Esther, for that question.
Yeah. Happy New Year, Esther, and thank you for sharing. And just before I come to her question, allow me to just say one of the Grace's goals is an emergency fund. Emergency fund is very important because we don't know about life. Life happens. So for you who has not lost your job or you're not in that space, just know that when you are planning in terms of finances, you need an emergency fund. In the event that, you know, things happen, you need money. However, wherever you are now, Esther, what I would say to you is, when you lose a job, it's not the worst thing that ever happens. I lost a job in my life. I was fired. I mean, who gets fired? I was fired in a job. It affected my self-esteem. It affected my finances. It affected everything around me. But losing my job was the best thing that ever happened to me. So I want to let you know, Esther, it is now an opportunity to just reinvent yourself. Maybe that's not the kind of job you should be doing. Maybe you need to know what kind of a job you need now. And so in the meantime, what do you need? Maybe you need to sell something. If you have to get money, you need to sell something. And then also we have family that who can support, or close friends when we go through challenges. Maybe you need somebody to help you. Support in the meantime. You have a young child, you need a level of support. Don't be embarrassed to ask for support. You need the support now, but it's only for a short time. But you need to know going forward exactly what do I want in terms of my work, my career. What do I want? So that you will be able to be in alignment with what you enjoy doing. That would be my take. But I'm sorry about losing a job. It's never easy, but I'll tell you, nothing happens for nothing. This is the beginning of greater things in your life.
I tap into that. I really, really like that. All the very best, Esther, and thank you so much for calling us and sharing and again asking your question away. Thank you so much. Grace, onto you in terms of then tracking our success, tracking our goals, and just getting to see, is this, first of all, realistic? You know, are we going in the right direction and all those things? What is it that you would say? Because like I said, 90% achievement of your goals, that is very impressive. So how were you able to track, you know, your goals? Staying consistent, like you said, ensuring the success of the same.
You start with the bigger goals. maybe smaller. The ones that are more, for me, career was a big one for me.
Okay.
So that's where I started maneuvering. How do I get there?
Yeah.
Do I need to go back to school? Like, who do I need to talk to about getting a job? Where do I need to start applying online? So you start there, and then you go back to the other ones, the wheel of life. So that was career for me and finances. So getting out of debt, so you're able to also build an emergency fund. So staying consistent, having a schedule as well. If you want to lose weight, you want to wake up early, maybe also make time to go to the gym. You also want to be intentional about what you're eating. So planning yourself and being very intentional
about it. Did you have like those meetings every single Saturday? Mimi na kiti chini na me, myself and I, tunaketi kwa mkutano, tunajiuliza, you know, what is happening. But before you answer that, we have another caller on the line. David from Juja, do we still have him? David from Juja? All right, okay. So as we sort that out, right? So people would call themselves for meetings and say, so where am I? What are some of the steps that I'm taking? Is it working? Is it not? Were you that person?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay, let's speak to David and then we'll come back to Ms. Karina to then help us understand how do we stay on track. But David, good to speak to you this morning. Can you hear us? David, are you there?
I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning. So I can hear you through, I think maybe David need to sort that out so that we have Ms. Karina and, you know, Grace hear you. But do you have a question for them?
I have a question. So when you are setting the board, you want the vision board. So it's a private thing.
Okay.
So in a scenario where you are just from maybe a college, or in a scenario where you are still within an area where people are exposed to your vision board. So what do you do with the privacy? So sometimes you may write all the visions you want for the year or for set time, but still the privacy is a problem. You can expose it, then people start talking about the negative part of it. So what do we do in terms of privacy?
Yeah, where do you keep it? Where do you hide it? Do you want to tackle that, Grace? Oh, yes. Yeah.
The vision board is personal. It is yours.
Yeah.
It is in your phone, in your computer, in your house. It is yours. You can only share it with whoever you want to share it with.
Yeah.
Grace has allowed herself to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
To be able to just share with you because of her desire for you to elevate your life. Now, at the end of the day, your vision board is your personal growth plan. What's your personal growth plan? What do you want for yourself going forward in 2025? Now, usually you need an accountability partner.
Okay.
And even when Grace did do the evaluation, we did the evaluation in the session.
Okay.
There are people who cannot be able to do on their own. They need to do with somebody. So if it is an accountability partner, or it is a coach, or it is your partner, your spouse, somebody, there needs to be someone that you to hold you to account.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will drift away.
But where do you keep it? Because I think what he was asking is, say, if maybe in school, right?
Yes.
You're in a dormitory, what so if you hang it on the wall, everybody will see.
It is you put it in a private space.
Okay. Okay.
If it is, I know how it is to be in boarding school. You put in your suitcase.
Your box. Ukifungua hivi
box,
right?
Ukifungua suitcase.
Yes.
Iko hapo.
Yeah.
Okay. You put, if it is in your house, you put in your wardrobe.
Yes.
Ukifungua kutoa nguo, unaiona.
Yeah.
You put it in your computer, you put it. You know, if you see my vision board, there is no way you can achieve. Why? Because what the picture I have or the words I have put, they are personal to me.
Okay.
It is my dream, it's my desire, it is my vision.
All right.
It is in my brain. You can't take it away.
You can't take it away.
Yeah.
Okay, and on our WhatsApp number, so someone says, my obstacles are what I call roadside distractions. People throwing stones at you, rabbits crossing the road, loud blaring music, and this means friends pulling you down, unexpected events like sickness or loss of loved ones, poor health, reduced incomes, loud negative voices in your head, etc. To overcome, sometimes you have to read just your goals based on the sudden change of environment. And this is Gilbert watching all the way from Ethiopia. Thank you very much. Okay. And then someone says, greetings. Such a powerful message on the year that I have decided to turn around. This is El Padrino from Bungoma. My question is on financial stability. Can you have a vision, yet you are still in debt, or you are as far as your finances are concerned? I think you touched on the same.
Absolutely,
bit, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then someone also says, hello, I'm Raphael from Thika. The main obstacle is financial strain. I might set a goal on saving money or investment, but along the way we lack money for family use or a life issue that needs financing comes up, and we end up using our savings. And you talked about the same, building an emergency fund, but also increasing on your savings. Do you want to touch on that a little bit? Because most of the goals, people would say money is a very big factor, right?
Yeah.
So how were you able to achieve that and still being able to build up on your goals and your finances?
Yes, it's monetizing your hobbies. If you have a skill that you can monetize, that can come in handy. If you want maybe applying for a different job or a promotion. Yes, if it's business, looking for better ways, or incorporating different aspects into your business so you can sell more. To be able to make more income. Also, there's also like budgeting. You're able to budget on your monthly expenses, so you're able to save more. Yeah, if you want to cut down on a few things, then I'd advise for you to do that.
To do so. All right. So I can see our time is far much spent, and I have quick fire questions for you, in as much as we're talking about goals and all those things. Ms. Karine, I'm going to start with you, okay? So if you could travel back into any period in history, when and where would you go?
If I could travel back
in history, when and where would you go?
Well, I'm not sure where I would go.
Yeah.
I would still be in Kenya. I love my country.
Oh, nice.
I love my country, Kenya.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things that I would do, even as I stayed, I would not be a late bloomer. I was a late bloomer. Went to school late, found my passion late.
Yeah.
And so I would be an early bloomer because in hindsight, I would be very far had I had my coaching sessions.
Yeah, early. Okay, I like that. All right, Grace, when was the last time you tried something new?
Something new. I would say last year.
Okay.
I have been trying to do handstands, so that's for me in fitness journey. So
you tried handstands?
Yes, it's quite hard.
Okay.
But,
all right.
there.
What is that one skill that you wish you were better at?
Singing.
Ooh, I like that. All right, Grace, what is the most sensible thing that you've ever had someone say?
Dream big, start small, act now.
All right. Tea or coffee in the morning?
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate, none of the above. That's what she's saying. All right, what gets you excited in life?
My son.
Oh, no, I'm telling you to ask what, but this is quick fire. Okay, so I'm just going to move forward. What is the last book that you read that you could not put down?
What is the last book that I read that I couldn't
put down? Yes.
7 Habits of an Effective Leader.
Love that book. Love that book.
You know that
too.
one?
Okay, yes. All right. Who do you sometimes compare yourself to?
Mrs. Jenny Karina here. She's my life coach, so
sometimes you would compare yourself.
Footsteps,
yeah. Okay. All right. What's your guilty pleasure as far as a TV show or a movie is concerned?
Sorry?
Guilty pleasure. What is it?
Guilty pleasure.
Yes.
In terms of watching
TV show, yes, or a movie.
I hardly watch movies.
Really? Okay. What's your guilty pleasure then, aside from those?
Reading.
It's good.
Writing. I do a lot of writing.
Okay.
Swimming and playing golf.
All right.
Yeah.
Since you are an image consultant, okay, so high-end or as long as it makes sense?
individuals and corporates. Yes, that's my niche as well. Anyone who wants to, if you're maybe you just got divorced, you want a career advancement, you just got promoted and you want a new professional image, I deal with such clients as well.
I like that. All right, so as we bring this to a close, because unfortunately we have to end the show, we need more hours to have such conversations, all right? So I'm going to begin with you, Grace, and then we'll have Miss Karina close it up for us, right? In terms of then setting goals, what is that one thing that you want someone to walk out with from today's conversation?
I want to let everyone know that it is possible. It is possible with God, and if you put your mindset into it, you will succeed.
All right.
Right.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Miss Karina, what is that one thing that you want someone to walk out, of this conversation with?
Yes.
And is there a specific time to set goals?
I think I will let you know that you have the power to do this, and whatever your mind can conceive, you can achieve. You don't need to work on the 5 goals. Just work on 2 this quarter. See what happens and choose to live purposefully, love passionately what you do and who you engage with, and thrive unapologetically because you deserve it. It's about you. Don't look at anybody else. Where do you want to go? With who do you want to go? What do you want to achieve that you don't already have?
All right. I like
Enjoy
that.
life is good.
I really, really like that. Thank you so much to both of you for coming. We'll clearly need more time to discuss this. But please promise us you'll come back again so that we can, talk more on the same. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Grace Kariuki, certified image consultant. Thank you so much, Miss Jennifer Karina, who's a psychologist and a leadership coach. I'm pretty sure you've gained so much from today's conversation. I can hear so many calls still coming through. And this is a tip for you, okay? So tomorrow, please start calling earlier so that you get a chance to ask your question or share your experience, all right? And tomorrow is Relationship Tuesday, and you know what we Tuesday? Relationship, okay? So tomorrow will be narcissism, okay? And we'll be going deeper into understanding narcissism. What is it, and what are some of the signs that you need to be on the lookout for? And if you're, if you are around on social media, you understand where the conversation is coming from. But we'll tackle more, tomorrow on the same. But thank you so much for staying with us until the end of the show. My name is Winnie Lubembe, and a special thanks to everybody who's put together the show, from my producer Mabel, my director Diana D, and everybody else who is part of this team. We say thank you. Have yourselves a lovely day ahead. I'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place, right here on Your World. But keep the conversation going online, all right? And that is on X at NTV Kenya, both on Facebook, on X, and on YouTube as well. See you tomorrow, and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.